What up, y'all? It's the Mick and the Spic, episode whatever. It's your boy Aaron and Rory here in the studio. That's what you want to call it. And we're back. How you been, man?
I'm good, dude. How are you?
I've been good, yeah.
Nice.
I mean, I haven't really been doing fuck all for the most part, but...
I'm doing nothing to better my life, that is for sure.
That's fair. It's hard bettering your life. I think we covered that last episode.
Yeah. I mean, it's just getting to the point where your life starts improving is just difficult.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the things I was going to tell you is like, so you don't have a TikTok, right?
I do have TikTok.
Oh, okay. Well, then this works perfectly still. But like clips, I don't have a TikTok. I'm a fucking old man. I just watch Reels. Maya gets mad at me about it.
I get it.
Anyways, like on my Reels, somehow I started getting like blackhead popping videos, dude.
Dude, honestly, I fucking love the pimple popping videos.
See, well, this is what happened. Is I love, like, I'm a picker.
Yeah.
Fucking one night, I like your Brooks, by the way. Those things comfy as fuck.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
One night, I was trying to go to bed. I was already going to bed late at like fucking 3 o'clock at night. And then I'm like, I'll watch a fucking few reels before I go to bed. And it's called... My new favorite episode is, I don't know why it's that headline, but it is. Because, you know, it's made by some fucking Indian bot.
Okay.
And the border of it, dude, is like a dancing mushroom, chocolate bars, and another little dancing mushroom in the corner. You know how they do that? Like, they change the video by 10% and then just steal other people's fucking videos.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then it's like a blackhead video or whatever, and I'm like, cool, I'll watch this blackhead video. And then after an hour and a half of watching fucking blackheads get extracted,
fucking Christ,
dude, I get addicted to it. It's wild, and I sit there the whole time too. Like as soon as they do like the squeeze on any of them, I grit my teeth really hard, and I don't even know why, bro. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, fucking get it.
Oh my god. Fucking.
I clench up, dude. I don't know why.
Dude, oh my god. So you're fucking sitting there watching these fucking
I'm not
guys.
sitting there. I'm supposed to be going to bed. It's 3:30 in the morning, and I'm lying next to my girlfriend who's gonna wake up in 2 hours. Less than 2 hours. And I'm just tensing my entire body like this.
Oh my god.
Pop it.
Just fucking lay on the phone. Just,
and then it's funny too, because like, you know, she tosses and turns quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm holding my phone up like this. And then I don't want the light to bother her. I already have it on low light settings. But then like if she turns my way, I'll try to tilt the phone like opposite direction to her. And I'm like, if she wakes up right now,
she's just gonna see you just...
Yeah, and then she's gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing, you know? Like, are you just angrily watching porn or something? Because the phone is like tilted away from her, as if I was doing something nefarious. But really, I'm just watching pimples get extracted. Fucking love that shit, dude.
Oh my god, I don't think I've ever fucking heard of somebody like watching a video, but fucking, besides porn, like fucking tensing up, fucking watching it. Like, you know, fucking, when you're watching porn, you know, jacking off, fucking, you come and get like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But fucking pimple popping
your foot in a fucking weird position. When you're jerking off, sitting up and watching porn and you're distracted, if you zoom in to you, you're like, oh shit, I'm all like contorted right now. My foot is fucking upside down. And
could you imagine though, like, fucking sitting on the toilet doing that, and someone fucking walks in and you're just fucking like in such a weird fucking position holding your dick? I would feel so fucking vulnerable, dude, in that fucking situation.
this was one of the. I wanted to bring this up too. Is like fucking all these episodes are gonna be about jerking off. The whole podcast is just about jerking off. But it's weird because like that. Even if you're a very open person, like super open, getting caught masturbating is somehow the most embarrassing act that could happen. Like. It's between that and getting murdering somebody, you know, like they walk in, they find a dead body.
One's embarrassing, one's just like, fuck!
I know, but that feeling of shame and panic.
Those fucking pins and needles feeling goes all through your body.
I don't think I've ever got caught jerking off, I'm pretty sure. And it's funny too, it's weird that the shame is there. Because my girlfriend knows I jerk off, she knows I watch porn.
Yeah.
I tell her.
Everybody fucking does it.
Yeah, well, we've fucking jerked off in tandem, not to porn, but somehow when it's just you, like, you know, fucking trying to get rid of some time, like there's a 10-minute period of jerking off and looking through porn videos is the most shameful thing you could do.
Yeah. I don't know. I think a part of that depends on what kind you're watching. Because if you're watching like regular, you know, fucking this lady's getting fucked. Run
of the mill porn.
Whack. But if you're watching like amputee midget getting railed by humongous black guy, you're fucking watching some whack ass shit, my guy. You're up there in the like FBI fucking watch list.
But with like with videos like that are like complete novelty, I always think, because I feel like most people would watch that morbid curiosity wise.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to see a midget get fucked or whatever. But if there's a guy specifically that like that's his shit, like I like a fucking well-kept bush.
Yeah.
In POV style, right? And you know how fucking hard it is to find a threesome of two well-kept bushes in POV? It's impossible. So if
it cannot be that hard. With as much porn as out there, it can't be that hard.
I mean, like, there's no formula to type it in, though,
okay,
right?
alright.
But if you have, like, a specific fucking kink, where it's like, I can't even think of, like, a crazy kink, but amputee midget. It's like, how many amputee midgets out there are doing porn, you know?
That's fair, but I think there is a niche for it out there. And they do that specifically because they know that people out there like that kind of shit.
I watched a podcast the other day where they had on this OnlyFans girl that I've never heard of. Her name was like Elena or something like that. And she was talking about how she got into OnlyFans. Super articulate. She's like a homeschool kid. She's very, very smart. And she's talking about like her peers. She's like, I just noticed that my peers weren't very creative with their videos. And then she explains this video of, I don't know if she only does solo shit or what, but she like made it like special effects sort of, where a mime was groping her, right? It's her own hands, but she made it
like a glove and shit.
Yeah. Like it's from the side, and she's like, I got fucking crazy money out of that. And I'm like, that's weird, where it's like something so specific is like somebody's shit, you know?
Yeah, that is pretty. It is pretty wild how like people differentiate in kinks and shit. Because I don't know if it was you that told me or someone else, but someone was doing like data analysis on kinks and shit, and they found out that like 60% of men are wanting to be submissive, but 60% of women want to be dominated. So there's not an equal amount of like
I don't know if I told you this,
that.
but I think whoever did, they got that information from that podcast. Because this chick, the dude she was on with, the guy's podcast, his name is Lex Friedman, he's a scientist.
Yeah.
Well, engineer, whatever, but scientist. And he keeps on bringing up, because she has all this data. She does like huge polls, right?
You know what? I bet it is, because I think she's kind of like doing data analytics.
Yeah.
Shit.
And she was saying like all these different surveys she's done, and Lex is like You should do get a peer-reviewed study on it, get this data published, which is so funny to think somebody's hobby can just be go in the books, you know?
I mean, with the position that I have now as a data analytics intern, everything has data. No matter what, I mean, fucking Pornhub, all these porn sites, they have a database that shows them what people charts and shit to help them analyze different parts of their website.
Yeah.
So there's data in everything, which is fucking wild because it's sex.
Even if it's inadvertently, right? There's gonna be data regardless if you're tracking it or not.
Yeah.
But if you make the specific way to view records in a certain analysis, then you're gonna be 70% of blah blah blah, whatever, you know?
Yeah. It is pretty wild.
Turns out New York likes transgender people more than anywhere else.
That I could see though, honestly. That or California.
Oh, I don't know. I just made a mistake.
I mean, what you said makes sense though.
I picked one of the two most liberal states I could think of, and I was like.
Now, if you said Texas, I'd been
well,
are you sure about that?
Have you ever seen the Pornhub graph where it's what people view in each state?
No, I haven't.
So they've been doing this for years, right? They publish a new one every year, but it shows your state and then what people search for in the Pornhub thing. Yeah. And it's funny because all of the states that would be the most segregated and feel the most racist, they got the highest ebony search. So it's I think it's just a bunch of racist white boys that really do it's such a thing in their head that they're I want to fuck a black chick so bad. You know?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, yeah, no, that's wild.
I bet you in Japan, all they want to do is see uncensored pussy. And they can't unless it's in a fucking manga, or whatever, an anime. And it's nobody wants to see that shit. Well, I guess some people do. I'm not shitting on you if you like hentai or whatever, but
I like hentai.
I haven't liked hentai since I was a kid.
Okay, well, to each their own, I guess.
To each their own, yeah. Yeah. I remember one time, one of my friends who's he's very thuggy, he's a gangster. He's past that life. Now he has his
loved hentai.
Life. No. This was the part where it was 5th or 6th grade, and we were talking about girls, and I was do you like real girls or anime girls better? And his response was so perfect. It was well, I like real girls, because they're real. And fucking blew my mind. I was yeah, you can never.
God damn, didn't you fucking think about that?
Fucking anime girl, dude. You can't.
I mean, you could get a body pillow, but.
Yeah, those weebs, the fucking. They have the long, but what do they call it? Waifu? You get a waifu?
Waifu pillow?
Hell yeah.
I fucking want one, but I want one of Danny DeVito.
Do you want it a big ass pillow?
Yeah, I want life-size Danny DeVito pillow because it's only 4 feet tall.
Yeah,
they could fucking easily make a body pillow
short and stout. There has to be a Danny DeVito fucking pillow out there.
I mean, specifically, I want him in one of those sexy maid outfits, but I'll get what I can get.
That's fair. Fuck, I can't remember what I was going to tell you, but I thought of fleshlights the other day. Which I've never fucked a fleshlight.
I haven't either.
Which somehow it seems jerking off with a fleshlight is more shameful than just going analog,
Yeah, because you fucking paid money to do something you can do for free.
Well, I don't even think about it like that, because there's a lot of people that pay money for porn, right?
I guess.
I mean, you won't catch me doing it. I'm frugal, boy. But I think the thing is, it's you fucking come in that thing, and then you have to fucking clean it.
Yeah, it seems a bit degrading, honestly, because when you jerk off, you gotta clean up, of course, but you're coming into something that you plan on reusing, so you literally have to go take it apart and wash that shit.
Yeah.
It just it seems kind of gross, but also it seems like a lot of work for something that you can already do so easily.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, with girls having a dildo, it's like a dildo is substantially bigger than a woman's hands.
Yeah.
Unless they're fucking...
Also, you can just wash that shit off.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is fucking put some soap on your hands.
You're not like unscrewing a cap and fucking... you know, going lips to lips, blowing out a slug. But yeah, flashlights, dude. Even worse is like, have you been to a sex shop to like buy shit?
I've been into seductions a couple times, just to go in there and see what they got. But I haven't really like actually looked for specificalities. No.
So I've been in a couple times. Once with one of my friends, she was trying to find a job there, and then another time with another friend, and then which I think he was buying magazines, which is kind of crazy. Like, this was like fucking 2013. There was no need for magazines anymore. But anyways, the last time I went in was before Valentine's Day, and I was trying to get my girlfriend like a butt plug and a cock ring. Not for her, for me. And
sure?
yeah.
Sure about that. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, just want to make sure.
I mean, again, we're going they, them from here on out.
Okay.
So, when I was in there, like, it was that castle one, right? I think it's on Central.
Okay. Yeah.
Where it's like right below San Mateo somewhere. Central where Rome is. Went in there, and they're like super helpful. They want to help you. And I'm like,
Yeah, every time I've gone into a sex shop, the employee or employees are so fucking nice.
Yeah, yeah.
They're like the nicest fucking people.
I mean, that's probably part of the job, though.
That's fair. I mean,
it must be weird as fuck, though, because imagine some of the demographic you get in that bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I could imagine. It's probably a mix of regular fucking people and the creepiest fucking people.
Yeah.
I don't think there's an in-between.
There's just a guy that comes, he's like, so you guys got a glory hole in your bathroom? Like, excuse me? Because it's like...
We do, but that's not what you ask.
We didn't make it. One of you fuckers made it. But yeah, anyways, browsing, looking for butt plugs, like, find a few different cock rings. Cock rings, I don't get it, dude. I don't get the fucking buzzing on your balls. I get for them, right? But it's not even that powerful. Like, I don't think it's vibrating your balls all that much.
Okay.
And like, who's getting in the pussy and then just staying there to like stimulate the clit, you know? You're like constantly in motion.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like, how much vibrating action is actually happening in there? But I don't know. I don't have a anyways, looking through everything, and then there's like the spot with like the fleshlights, dildos, and all that shit. And on display, they have a butt, like, you know.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Fleshlight butt. It's got a pussy and a butt on it. And without even thinking, I walked up to it and I was like, "What the fuck?" Tried to finger it instantly. And then as soon as my finger touched the back of that fucking plastic sniz, dude, I pulled out my finger and I was like, how many fucking sickos have fingered this rubber butt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really, like...
You fucking held hands with some of the creepiest fucking people, my guy.
Yeah, and then so, like, it's the same way, like, if I fucking think too much while I'm, like, like, grabbing a doorknob or have a handrail, I'm like, oh, fuck, I should wash my hands more often. But this one was like, I should get rid of my hands.
Yeah, you probably got, like, a few fucking diseases right then and there.
I mean, through proxy, I've never really been tested, but I've never gotten like a word of mouth test back to me.
Yeah.
Where they're like, your fingers have AIDS. So I think we're solid.
You gotta fucking make sure you only do this hand if they draw blood from any of your hands.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just some poor doctor. It's like, like, did you ever see those commercials about, like, I think it's for HIV awareness, where they would, like, show a dude shaving. So they would show him shaving, and he just, like, leaves his razor there. And the whole thing is, like, a PSA, like, throw away your razor safely if you have HIV.
Who's fucking... Isn't HIV a blood disease?
Well, HIV is, like, the predecessor to AIDS. Yeah, it's a blood disease.
So who's fucking going in there and using someone else's fucking razor?
Exactly. But I don't know what the fuck they were trying to... They're just like, what if a kid eats a razor?
Oh, well then they fucking deserve it. Yeah. They're fucking stupid as fuck.
I don't fucking know what they were going for.
If you fucking see a razor with little hairs in it and your fucking first goddamn thing is to be like, also, you fucking deserve any goddamn thing you get.
With the razor, like a razor is such a personal thing. It's not like you're sharing with the boys or somebody else, you know?
Unless you're fucking weird, and then maybe. But, if you're doing that, stop. Stop doing that.
Yeah. That is weird. Now that you mention it, why did they make that PSA? Did you hear... This is a shitty... subject, segue. Did you hear about that? I think it was a 10-year-old at a Super Bowl party. The weed overdose.
No, I haven't.
Dude, I hate this because when they write about kids that get into edibles, they write it like fucking it's 1970s propaganda. Like the headline is like 10-year-old overdoses on THC edibles. And then you read the fucking article and it's like, this little shit, they were at some friend's house for a Super Bowl party. And this little bastard was going through their drawers, found candy, Yeah,
I'm assuming gummy bears that were fucking laced with THC.
Also, what fucking 10-year-old doesn't know how to read, dude?
Yeah.
You pull out a weird packaging, and you're just like, ooh, gummy bears.
Oh, 4 fucking gummy bears in a little package that says THC on it.
Yeah.
And also, these are regular gummy bears.
Was this an entire drawer of candy? Was there, normal candy around? Or did you just find a pack of, very oddly, it's in, something weird all the time? And also, if somebody's putting fucking gummy bears in a bag... and you're a child, you should tell your parents immediately. Yeah. Because that's some fucking weirdo, dude. Yeah. Nobody's putting normal gummy bears in a fucking sandwich baggie. Anyways, kid eats the gummy bears, whatever. The adults, adults don't pay attention when they're partying, dude. They just let all kids do whatever, parents. Oh. Okay. If parents have a bunch of fucking 10-year-olds or whatever, and there's a bunch at this house... They just let him run free. Yeah. They're figure it out, go play. And I guess they find the kid, and he's laughing hysterically, God knows what. And then he'll start laughing, and then he's crying, and he's all fucked up, And they're like, oh shit, he's poisoned. So I don't know if they called poison control or not, but they called 911. Okay. And they're like, bring him in. They bring him in. 911 gives him drug tests. A piss test or whatever, which is kind of weird to give a 10-year-old a piss test.
I was doing piss tests when I was a little kid.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did you have a disorder or something? Or just to make sure?
I don't know. Maybe you just like my piss.
He's like, the legs on this piss.
Fucking
notes of citrus.
Likes his apple juice, I guess.
This is some 9-year-old. But, so they do a piss test, find THC in it, and the hospital probably just laughs, and they're like, go home, give him water, put him to bed. And they just, they just took him home, fed him, and put on fucking Cartoon Network or whatever the fuck, and he was fine. But the fucking headline was so annoying.
Oh, so he was completely fine. They just fucking said that he overdosed.
Yeah. Well, I guess it is an overdose, but it's not
not fucking convulsing.
Yeah. There's no way to die from having too much weed.
Yeah.
It's just that you're going to freak out. Maybe elevated heart rate, but you're not going to like, you're not in danger.
Most that can happen, you have a weak heart and you take too much edibles and you're freaking out, so you have a heart attack because you're freaking out. I can see that. But a fucking 10-year-old eating a bunch of fucking weed, it's not gonna fucking kill him. It's gonna do exactly what happened. He's gonna fucking laugh his ass off, cry his ass off, laugh his ass off again, and then fucking pass the fuck out. Eat some fucking fruit snacks.
Dude, I couldn't imagine being like too high as a 10-year-old. Which is kind of funny because I was like too high as a 12-year-old, but 10 years old seems crazy.
I didn't fucking smoke weed until I was 17?
17?
16, 17? Yeah.
Did you get high the first time you smoked weed?
Oh yeah, dude. It was... So we were out in the bosque, and it was me and two of my friends, and one of my friends, she's like, yeah, so I have this weed that it's two different kind of strains. One strain makes you real sleepy. One strain makes you fucking really, like, enjoyable for life.
Yeah.
Like, it makes you laugh. And he mixed both in this fucking little pipe, or whatever the fuck you call it, bowl, I don't know.
It's pipe.
Yeah.
It's both of those things,
Okay.
bowl and a pipe.
Yeah. So, the thing is, and I do this every time someone gives me weed to smoke, I'll sit there and I'll smoke the whole thing on accident.
Oh, like you'll just keep ripping it?
Yeah, like I'll just take in a big fucking breath and it'll fucking just go right through that whole bowl.
Yeah.
And I did that. And he was like, bro, you just smoked this whole fucking thing. And I was like, what do you mean?
You just cashed a bowl?
Yeah, man. I was like, what do you mean I smoked the whole thing? And he was like, yeah, you smoked the entire fucking thing.
Had you smoked cigarettes prior to that?
No.
No? Damn, so you just like
Yeah.
learned how to inhale instantly?
Yeah. And, well, it might be because I have really good lungs from breath support for singing.
Yeah.
So it might have been that.
You just understand how to get breath in there.
So, I coughed up a fucking lung, of course, after that. But I just figured, first time doing weed, it's bound to happen. My body's not used to it. But then he showed me that, and I was like, fuck. Well, I don't feel anything. And for like 5 minutes, I was like, bro, this sucks. I don't feel shit. Because in my mind, I'd already been drunk before. So I felt like it was supposed to feel like being drunk.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, this fucking sucks, dude. This is lame. Why the fuck do people do this? And then I literally turned to my friend, start uncontrollably fucking laughing for no fucking reason after I look at him. And then I look at my other friend and I laugh at his fucking face. And I'm just crying from laughing
you
fucking
just can't control yourself.
Yeah. And they're like, bro, what the fuck what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm fucking laughing. What the fuck? And I was just like, I'm pretty sure I'm high. And they're like, let me look at your eyes. So they fucking like did that to my eyes. My eyes were like this fucking red. And they were like, dude, you are feeling it, my guy. And I was like, I sure am.
Did you have to go home? Was it a sleepover? Like, what was the situation?
No, so it was funny because we went from the bosque to his friend's house. And I knew him a little bit, but not as well as he did.
Yeah.
He was definitely the motherfucker I knew the best there. And we went upstairs to his room. He had a big game room with a couch, big old TV. I fucking sat on the couch, laid down. Right as I laid down, fucking out. And then I woke up and it was fucking night. And I was like, what the fuck? Where the fuck am I at?
Were you still high when you woke up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I sure was.
Did you have to go home, though?
He took me home.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a real one for that. But
I always hated going home high, like when I first started getting high.
yeah.
I don't remember the first time I got high, but the first few times I got high were all in like early 7th grade. Maybe like the summer of going into 7th grade.
God damn.
But I remember, and also like weed used to suck I don't know. Like up until dispensaries, weed fucking was the worst. Unless you like lived somewhere where there's good weed, like California, or the West Coast.
That's fair.
Like somewhere where they get good weed. And even if there was good weed, like anywhere in town, it would be like some stoner adult has the weed. Like it's not. You're not going to come.
Drug dealer.
It's not. Yeah, it's not going to come to a 7th grader, right? Yeah. But we called it swag, or that's just what it's called, I guess. Some people call it Reggie, but it's Mexican dirt weed, and it's imported from Mexico. And they take like, I don't know, the whole fucking plant. I'm guessing they just rip off whatever buds they can. They put it in a trash compactor or something that compacts it, and it's just solid as a fucking rock, dude. And when you buy weed, like they break you off however much you're buying, they break you off this hunk, and it's filled with seeds and stems, and still it'll get you high. But I mean, it's the worst tier of weed, and I kind of miss it because it had an awesome taste to it.
Oh fuck! All right.
People are gonna disagree with that for sure. But I remember one time I was smoking with my friend who sleepover. We'd planned the whole thing. I wired up a battery to his camper so the lights in his camper worked. And he lived on like a ranch out in in Grants. There's like this rodeo ground area between Grants and Santa Fe. And he lived up there. And we sneak out, we go, we're smoking weed. And this motherfucker, I guess from his dad he got it. The pipe that he had was a corn cob pipe, dude.
No fucking way.
A fucking corn cob pipe with the little stem like this. And we're just pounding swag out of it. And we smoked like a bowl or two, whatever. Just obliterated, Yeah. It's like the first 10 times I got high. It's like one of them. Okay. And he's like, I want to smoke some more. And I was like, oh no, we shouldn't, dude. Like, light paranoia. And I'm like, let's fucking go back to the house or whatever. And then this dumbass was leaving all the shit out, and I was like, dude, fucking hide your weed. Like somebody can just come into this camper, you know? So we go back to his house, which the camper was like in the shop. So we leave the shop, sneak back into his house. And I remember before we went and got high, I had my GameCube, right? And I had a 007 Rogue Agent.
Oh shit. Okay.
So I had that game, and we used to just fucking go split screen and just kill each other, as much as it was the best. And I was like, dude, we had to fucking play this game while we're high. We get in the house like the quietest fucking 12 and 13-year-olds of all time, just ninja-ing his way to his room, get in his room, completely forget about that. We're just like bullshitting. And then at some point, he's like, dude, I'm so fucking hungry. And I'm like, yeah, me too, because we're children that just got high. And we go to the fridge, and like his family always had like cool shit, and they had garlic stuffed olives, dude. So we grabbed the entire jar of garlic stuffed olives, and we just went back to his room, killed an entire jar of fucking garlic stuffed olives.
God, dude.
Fucking get rid of that, whatever. And then we had leftover lasagna. Killed big ass spot of lasagna, dude. And then at one point, like when you first start getting high, especially if you're a kid, it's like a psychedelic experience. It's insane, Yeah. Like that's where all the laughing and hysteria and paranoia comes from. But I remember he had a lighter, and he was like holding the lighter in his hand, and he's just looking at me all stupid. Just imagine some 7th grader obliterated little tiny person, and he was holding the lighter, and then he just threw it on the ground like as hard as he could, and we laughed at that for at least 30 minutes, dude. Like falling on the floor laughing and shit. And that was one of the first times I got high.
Damn, that's wild, man.
Yeah.
So to this day, I've only done edibles, smoked, anything with weed. It's only been like an amount of times I can count on both hands. Like I don't do it often. It's once every blue moon. But for my 21st birthday, a couple of my family members, I'm not gonna say who in case they fucking want to watch this shit, they wanted to get me high for my 21st birthday. So I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. I've been high a couple times. It's not too bad. Let's fucking, yeah. So they take me out to get my first, like, official drink from a bar, which was fucking Slate Street, actually. And they got me a Scooby snack, which, to this day, favorite mixed drink ever.
I don't even know what that is.
It's melon liqueur with whipped cream and pineapple juice. And it's fucking awesome.
Sounds awesome.
It's fucking sick. So I have that. I have like a regular beer on top of that. Then we go back to one of my family members' houses, and they're like, all right, well, let's get fucking high. They got out a dab rig.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what the fuck is that thing?
Mistake number one.
And they're like, oh, it's a rig. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, me being naive and not knowing what the fuck a rig was or a dab at that.
It is funny when you see a rig, though, for the first, you're like, in a torque, are we smoking crack? Like,
yeah.
What are we...
I was literally thinking we were smoking, like, a crazy fucking drug.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, it's just fucking, it's weed.
Yeah.
It's just, like, a higher strain of it. And I was like, oh. Okay. Okay.
You still don't trust them? You're like, am I smoking crack?
So, they hook it up. They both go. And they're like, alright, your turn. And so, I'm like, so how the fuck do I do it? And they're like, we'll do the fucking side parts.
Oh, so they
just fucking
heated it up for you and everything.
So I inhaled. So like I told you, I inhale a lot. I always do it. I know I fucking do it. It's just a mind thing that I need to do a lot. Otherwise I won't feel anything.
Yeah.
So I inhale a ton of it. And I fucking hack up a lung for like 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah.
And then I feel it fucking instantly. I fucking am in this headspace. I'm sitting there. They're talking like nothing's fucking happening. And I'm just sitting there like, fuck me. Yeah, what the fuck? I'm in
trouble.
I, like that kid from The Simpsons, I'm in danger.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm freaking the fuck out. But I don't want it to show because I'm the black sheep of the family. I don't get invited to do shit. So this was the one time I got invited out with my family. And
they're like, you're thinking in your head, you're like, I gotta be cool, I gotta be able to hang.
That's exactly what I was fucking thinking.
Dude, that's such a classic, like, people that don't, like, now my tolerance is so low. Like, I'd fucking do the same thing if I got too high. But, like, when I was a super stoner, every time somebody gets too high, they're like, you know, they'll look all fucked up, trying to hold their shit together. And you're like, hey man, are you okay? Do you like want water or nothing? They're like, no man, I'm doing good. And they just go back to
That's exactly what fucking happened, dude. Like, word for fucking word, that's exactly what happened. Because one of them, like, looked at me and they're like, you're fucking high, aren't you? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, do you want me, like, water or anything? And I was like, nah, I'm chilling. And then I just go back to fucking staring straight, like, into fucking nothing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, is I was freaking out so fucking bad in my head that I was having Final Destination flashes, like, in my head. Yeah. So I was like, if I get up, I will die. If I get up, I will trip and I will hit my fucking head on ceramic. I will die. And these two motherfuckers will not tell anybody. They will bury me out in this fucking desert. I'm not getting up. I'm not saying anything. I'm just gonna sit here and fucking wait it out. Dude, I sat there for 6 fucking hours, bro. I was in that same spot.
Just trying not to be high.
Yeah. I got that pressure in my chest, like I always do. And I was just scared out of my fucking mind. I was literally shitting my fucking pants.
Dude. That's so funny. it's so funny how vicious weed could be. And like it's funny, like weed-induced OCD. Like you gave yourself OCD. Like if I do that, there's gonna be these consequences.
Yeah. It's fucking wild.
One time, actually, I'm gonna go piss real quick and then I'll fucking tell this story.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Where were we at? Alright. So this isn't exactly a weed story, but it is a paranoia story. And I was going to tell you the other one today, but we'll save that one for another time if it's relevant. But this one, like that feeling of complete meltdown and you think everybody's against you, like you're like,
Yeah.
dude, these motherfuckers, they're not going to tell anybody if I just die here. Me and my friend were on a road trip and we were just traveling across the country. We spent 2 weeks at his grandma's in Oklahoma. Then we were driving back through the States. One point we got to Colorado. One of my good friends from like high school lived in Colorado, and I hit her up and I was like, hey, what's up, dude? Let's hang out. So she's like, okay, sure, we'll go get something to eat. And it was her boyfriend, and this one roommate. And we shot the shit, met him. My buddy, I didn't smoke weed at the time, but my buddy's like smoking with them and all that shit. And at some point I brought up acid, right? Because, I just would talk about psychedelics. And me and the girl's boyfriend were talking about psychedelia, blah, blah, blah. My friend is like, you should stay the night at our apartment. And I'm like, is that cool? And they're like, yeah. So me and her stay up until like 3 a.m. drinking, dude.
Fuck.
Like, we're getting pretty hammered. She ends up like fucking throwing up and having to go to bed.
Oh my god.
So then I stay up for like another hour just laying on the couch trying to get comfortable. Crash out. Then at some point, no, it couldn't have been, it must have been earlier than that. She must have like passed out at like 11. I probably stayed up a little bit later until like 12:30, crashed out. Was asleep a little while, and then it had to have been like 2:30, 3 a.m. Fucking people barge in. It's the boyfriend, he's back, right?
Yeah.
And the roommate and whoever else. And they're just loud or whatever, but I just go back to sleep. Then I wake up at fucking 8 a.m. And we were just talking about psychedelics for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Wake up 8 o'clock in the morning. I look over to see like my other friend, the guy I'm on a road trip with, sleeping on the couch, and then these two dudes, the roommate and the baby daddy, are standing there and they're staring at the side of the fridge. right? And they're having a conversation amongst themselves. They're just like, no, dude, I don't think blah, blah, blah. Is it? No, it can't be. And then I walk past them, like all hungover and angry. And I'm like, guys, it's not moving. If that's, if that's what you're wondering. Because they're just staring at the texture on the fridge.
Yeah.
And I find out right away in the morning that they're on acid. They fucking came home from work.
God.
They went, found acid, took a tab of acid. They've been tripping for like...
Found it?
They've been tripping for like 7 hours now, right?
God.
I'm all hungover and I was a degenerate, so I go to the fridge. I fucking crack open a beer and I sit down. I'm waiting for my friend to wake up. My friend wakes up, then he figures out they're on acid, and he's like laughing, having a good time. And the two, like, we're like, damn, that would be cool or whatever. And the dude, the baby daddy, was like, well, do you guys want to do some acid? And then I was like, no, like, we kind of got to go. Like, we don't have a place to stay here tonight, whatever. And then my friend, the one that I know, it's her apartment, she's like, no, you guys could crash another night, right? That's cool. And they look at the boyfriend and the other dude on acid, and they're like, yeah, sure. So for fucking breakfast, I had a tecate, and then they tear off a fucking square of acid.
What a fucking breakfast.
It's like 8:30 in the morning, bro. Take a tab of acid. The way I do it is like, it's a little paper tab. Some people just swallow it, but I put it under my tongue. And then after it gets mushy, like 10 minutes or whatever, then I swallow it. We're walking to these motherfuckers, again, there must be tripping balls. They're like, we want to make pancakes or whatever. So we're walking to a grocery store, right?
Yeah.
And like the baby daddy, do you know what poi is? It's like a raver thing. It's like these balls on strings, right?
Oh,
they spin them. So this motherfucker's just doing poi the whole walk to the fucking grocery store, dude. Uh-huh. And me and my buddy aren't tripping yet. We're just going with them. We get to the store. We're fucking looking for everything. They had to get eggs or whatever. And then we like go up to eggs. And it's been like 30 minutes now, and I'm starting to feel a little weird, but I'm not tripping. I'm getting kind of anxious. This dude who's been tripping all night, him and his buddy, we're all in a group of 4. Me and my buddy on a road trip, so we look like shit. We just look like dirty hippies. These two dudes naturally look like dirty hippies. And he's like, dude, there was a sale on eggs. And we're like, I don't know, dude, like, just get some eggs. And he's like, he won't stop talking about the sale on eggs. So he walks up to this employee, and he's like, excuse me, miss, isn't there a sale on eggs? And she, like, looks like she just seen a fucking, like, she was so freaked out, because he, like, snuck up on her, tapped her on the shoulder, and was like, hey, blah, 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 eggs? And she's, like, fucking mortified, dude. And it's, like, as soon as she turned around, this isn't an employee. This dude, high on acid, just thinks that he's talking to a store employee. And it's just some old lady, dude, that's terrified of us.
Of course, it's a fucking old
she's
lady.
Like, I think it was last week. And he's like, oh, he's still super polite. And nice. He's like, okay, I just thought I'd ask. He thinks it's an employee, gets fucking eggs. We go back home, start tripping. Immediately, like, it's been like an hour and I start tripping. Within 30 minutes, we're playing, what's that game? Killer Instinct, like the fighting game.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We're playing that, and I'm just whipping everybody's ass. And it's probably because they're on acid, and then the other ones don't really play games. And then they start feeling bad, like trying to like not be as good, and I'm still whipping their ass. So everybody's bored of the game. And I'm like, well, we don't have to play games. Start tripping, and then I'm fucking freaking out, dude, because like it's been like an hour and a half, and now I'm into the trip. I'm sweating. I'm trying to hold it together. They put on a movie. Boom. Another hour passes by. Now it's like fucking 11:30.
Oh my god.
In the daytime. And these guys are all stoners. They're fucking smoking weed. And all I can see is like the open... Weed's legal also in Colorado.
Yeah.
The blinds are open. I'm like, you guys should just like close the blinds. I'm like, trying to go, whatever. Their friends come over, like still just tripping so much balls. And also, They have a 1-month-old new baby.
Oh, fuck.
So there's like 6 people in the house with me and my buddy. The only people not on acid are my friend who invited us there. She's not on acid, but she stayed up all night drinking, got shitty sleep, and the fucking baby.
I would hope to God the baby is not tripping on acid right now.
Dude, then like I'm hearing this fucking baby cry. There's just a baby crying. I'm fucking wigging out. I'm like, why am I doing acid at 12 o'clock in the morning? 12, it's like fucking out, barely turned daylight. And I just keep on tripping. I'm like so worried about the baby. Then I'm probably making other people uncomfortable because I'm like, is the baby okay? Is the baby okay? Is the baby okay? And at some point, like towards the it's like I'm peaking, so it's probably like 12 o'clock or 12:30, whatever. And I'm like, we have to take a shower because we're all grimy, and we asked if they could use a shower. And I was like, all right, cool. I think a shower will calm me down. My friend, she took the baby upstairs to go like to fucking feed or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I got my fucking clothes. I'm going in the shower. I get in the bathroom. They give me a towel. Turn on everything. The shower is just standard apartment shower, but they have like floor to ceiling like stands for like shampoos and shit.
Oh, okay.
And there's like 50,000 shampoos in there, dude. And I'm just showering in complete sensory overload. This is what I picture like highly autistic people that might feel like. And I'm like, the water's hitting me. Everything's just splashing colors. I'm trying to wash my hair. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then I hear the baby in the other room start crying again. It's been like 10 minutes while I'm in the shower. I dry off. And I'm like, I gotta get dressed. I fucking put on my underwear. And then I put on my shirt. And the baby just starts wailing, dude. But it's in the room with the mother.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, I fucking, like, start panicking. And I just go knock on their door. And I'm like, hey, is the baby okay? And she's like, she's already annoyed at this point. Like, yeah, the fucking baby's okay. I've been a mother for a month. She didn't tell me that, but that was the vibes. I go back, get dressed, go down the stairs. Then she was upstairs for a long time because she's probably trying to get away from a bunch of people tripping on acid.
Yeah.
And I'm downstairs, and I convinced myself that this fucking baby is dead, dude.
Oh my God.
And it feels like like in the late 60s, 70s, they had these acid propaganda videos.
Yeah.
One of the famous ones is like, or urban legends where it's like, they were so high on acid, they put a baby in the oven.
Fuck.
This is exactly what it felt like. But I just thought the baby died from, I don't know, natural causes.
Died of old age.
SIDS, sudden infant death syndrome, dude. I was just like, this baby's gone. So in my head, I'm sitting back, in my test, I'm like looking at the ceiling, still a kaleidoscope, okay, I'm still high. And then I'm like, well, I can't fucking drive away if I'm high. Yeah. And I have to take my friend with me, and he can't drive. He's been fucking catatonic. He can't even talk. So I'm like, all right, my mom right now, she's in Phoenix visiting my brother. Perfect. I'm going to call my mom, and her and my brother are going to drive to here.
All the way to
Denver, Colorado. And then my brother will drive my truck back, and we'll go back, and I'll just never talk. None of us will ever talk about this again. I'm just going to leave the fucking dead baby behind me, dude.
Oh my God.
And this is going on for like 2 hours. Also on the TV, they're fucking playing American Gangster, which is like the most violent movie for somebody on acid. We watched a horror film, and it wasn't as scary as American Gangster, dude.
Oh my God.
And then finally, at some point, we're talking to the boyfriend. The baby's back downstairs. It's fine, He's holding his child, and he puts it down in the crib. But while he's holding it, he's rocking his child, and he's looking at it very, like, nice. And you shouldn't hold a baby on acid anyways, but he's just, like, being a dad, right?
Uh-huh.
And I look at him, and I'm probably looking like this, all scared. And he notices me just staring at him, like, sad and horrified. And he looks up at me, and he just goes like this. He gives me a thumbs up. And then as soon as he gave me that fucking thumbs up, I was like, the baby's gonna make it. And then everything slowly started to come down. And then this motherfucker, we're talking about the day, because now I could talk again. I forgot language at some point. And I'm like, dude, why the fuck did you go up to that old lady to ask her about the eggs? And he's like, what are you talking about? And me and my buddy look at each other and we just start laughing our asses off. And we're like, the fucking old lady. And he's like, the fucking worker? And we're like, dude, that was just so old. And then he fucking realizes, he's like, really? And then he laughs for like an hour straight, dude. Falls on the floor. He can't believe he just asked some person about eggs.
Oh my God.
And it's crazy because in the morning, they took another hit of acid. I took one hit of acid. These fuckers took 2.5. And they were like, fine, just handling their shit.
Nah.
And
ain't no fucking way.
Finally, it's like evening now. It's like 6. Finally, like coming down. Everybody's exhausted. The parents, the roommates. The roommate's girlfriend took a hit of acid, and I guess she doesn't really do it. She was like throwing up and shit upstairs, so he was up there dealing with that. And then it's come down time. We're fucking hungry. We get these sandwiches. Me and my buddy are just looking at each other like, we shouldn't have done acid at this house, dude. But at least we get to stay the night here. Finally, everybody at about 7, 8 o'clock, they're like, we're going to go to bed. You guys do whatever. So we're all just sitting in the living room talking about how terrifying it was to go through this.
Yeah.
And we just put on The Simpsons, dude. And we just watched The Simpsons for like 4 hours until we could pass out.
Nice.
But that was the end of it was like The Simpsons saved everything. And that baby's a perfectly healthy child right now. I haven't talked to her in a few years, but it's probably like 4 or 5 years old. 5 years old.
It's good to know that you guys didn't put a baby in the fucking oven.
Yeah. And I knew nobody was going to harm the baby. I just assumed that the baby died.
It just died.
I'm like, babies just die, right?
Fuck, my guy.
One of the most difficult psychedelic experiences I've had.
Yeah. I don't fucking doubt it. Well, psychedelics are a big thing in the rock world.
Nice segue.
So we're gonna segue right into our tier list of the week, which is our top 5 favorite rock bands, or bands in general.
Rock
Artists,
bands?
whatever.
I mean, I specifically said our rock bands.
Oh, okay.
For the reason of, it could be any genre of rock, but like in that wheelhouse.
Alright.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, I do.
So this one has to be, it doesn't matter. It's not albums, but Slipknot.
Okay.
Specifically, Slipknot before they fucking made Subliminal Volume 3, right?
Yeah.
Which I don't mind, Volume 3, it's alright. But fucking the self-titled and Iowa changed my life since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the best, dude. The first 6 songs on both of those albums, chef's kiss, dude. There's so much hate in them. They're awesome.
I do like Slipknot. I don't think I like them enough to put them on a list of any kind, but they do have some pretty good songs, for sure. I think my 5th favorite band is probably Def Leppard.
What the fuck? I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
All right.
Def Leppard is... I haven't listened to their new album. I don't think I will because...
They have a new album?
They do. They just came out with a new album this past, December. So, Is
the drummer still alive?
Oh, yeah. He's still fucking banging away with that one fucking arm,
The
dude.
drummer from Def Leppard's only got one arm.
That's pretty fucking sick. You gotta give him fucking props for that shit.
Yeah.
He lost his arm and he was like, I'm still gonna fucking play drums. I don't give a shit.
It's like, I'll just put foot pedals on all these bitches. Yeah. Which is pretty rad.
That is... dude, his fucking calves are probably so fucking thick and muscular.
Yeah.
That sounded really gay, but...
They're
probably the
I guarantee they're thick, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Def Leppard's gotta be number 5 for me.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. I'm gonna mention the legendaries first, and then like the two I just love. It. This is so hard. For number 4, I'm gonna go with Nirvana.
Okay.
Because when I was a kid, like 7 or whatever, it was still like CDs. One of the only CDs I had, first 2 CDs I ever bought, were Eminem's Marshall Mathers LP.
Okay.
As like a fucking 6-year-old, which is crazy. It was also uncensored. My mom let me buy this CD. In Cypress Hills Live at the Fillmore. A live album. I didn't know how to buy albums. I was fucking 6 years old.
Yeah.
Those 2. But one of the first CDs I ever had was Nirvana's Nevermind. And to this day, one of the best albums of all time, dude.
Okay. It sucks because I've been a rock fan since, I was a little kid. That's what my parents listened to. That's what I listened to. Never did like Nirvana. I think it's simply because of the way Kurt Cobain sings. I couldn't get past it.
You also like more classically trained vocalists, right? So it's like when somebody
most of
has
the people on this list that I'm about to say are fucking classic rock, considered classic rock.
Yeah, like if you don't have training like that, like Kurt was just some dude from fucking Washington, you know? Smoked too many cigarettes and listened to punk rock. That's why I like it so much.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a pretty good reason. I think for my number 4, I'm gonna put Foreigner.
Okay. I like Foreigner.
For those that don't know who Foreigner is, they do Jukebox Hero, Cold as Ice, Hot Blooded. I've seen them in concert quite a few times, sang with them on stage once with my high school.
Damn.
We sang I Want to Know What Love Is with them. We're the backup vocals.
What?
Which was fucking sick because as we were coming off the stage, one of the girls that was in front of me, she tripped and I helped her up, and one of the guitarists, he saw it and he gave me a pick. Like
for helping
you? Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was fucking sick. He was like, that was awesome, dude. And gave me a pick. Fucking coolest fucking guys. Sick as fuck.
I love Foreigner. Also, Foreigner has so many hits.
Yeah.
They've got their greatest hits album, literally, like each one was on the top 100.
Yeah. And I know their greatest hits album, that you know how bands have greatest hits album and there's some songs I don't know what the fuck song this is.
Yeah.
Every single song on that album I fucking know and I fucking love.
Yeah. And all well known. Foreigner's great. Yeah, I'll do that for 4. But for number 3, I'm going to go with Modest Mouse.
Okay.
My favorite genres of all time are punk rock and hip hop, like real punk from fucking, 70s, 80s, I guess into the 90s or whatever.
Yeah.
Into hardcore and shit like that. But indie music is a direct product of that. Fucking indie, new metal, Midwest emo, all that shit is just because punk rock existed, right?
Yeah.
And Modest Mouse, they also come out of like the fucking Washington, Oregon era, like those weird hipster people.
Yeah.
And I feel like for their time, nobody made music like that. Like,
okay.
The lead singer, he's an alcoholic, but he's super good at writing fucking lyrics. It's insane, dude. If you haven't heard, go listen to the Lonesome Crowded West in its entirety, because it is perfect. There's a song called Cowboy Dan.
Yeah.
I seen an interview of him talking about it. He just remembers this was one of his dad's friends. He doesn't remember a lot about him. It's when he was a little kid. But he was like a cowboy, right?
Uh-huh.
And the whole thing is like, Cowboy Dan is this big fucking dude that comes to town, drinks too much, goes out on the reservation and starts fights.
fucking epic, dude.
It's
That's
fucking awesome.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know one Modest Mouse song.
You know "Float On"?
Do I?
Yeah.
Is it one of those songs where if I heard it,
I backed my car into a cop car the other day. Well, sometime need to know.
Okay.
Yeah. And we'll all float on. That's Modest Mouse.
Oh fuck. You know, I didn't fucking know that. Yeah.
Probably know a couple others, but yeah.
Probably.
They have some popular hits in their newer shit.
Okay. Modest Mouse. I think for my third one, I'm gonna have to go with Ghost.
I was wondering when this was coming.
Yeah, so I wear a lot of fucking Ghost t-shirts. I think their fucking like art style that they use for their merch is fucking sick. I think it's fucking awesome. But secondly, they're a new fucking band that I think have such a like classic rock sound.
Yeah.
Like the singer Tobias Forge, the way he fucking sings some of his music is fucking fantastic, dude. Like his fucking vocal range is sick. His like tone is sick. It's a metal band, like fucking hard as fuck, like guitar, drums. Sounds fucking like, you know, one of these hardcore ass shits. And then he starts singing, and it's like this fucking kind of mellow, but
it's straight classic rock. Like when I first heard Ghost, because like I had seen their graphics for like this is when they first came out, you know, and I seen their logo and like all the fucking Satanist imagery and shit, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a metal band because I listened to a lot of metal at the time or whatever.
Yep.
And then when I heard Ghost, I was like, oh, this is like Satanist classic rock. You know? It's just like classic rock with darker themes.
Yep.
And those first couple albums I thought were pretty rad. But I heard some of their newer shit and I just couldn't get into it.
That's fair. Their newest album did not like one bit. I didn't like it at all.
And it's like, to me, like, I get it, like the novelty of like, but like I only listen to like legendary classic rock now, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't just put on a classic rock station because I don't care for it. Like my musical taste has evolved past that.
Yeah, I feel
so
that.
it's hard for me to like that like styling of Ghost, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I love the fucking all of the devil mask. They all wear the same mask, and then he does the fucking priest thing.
Hell yeah, dude.
I fucking have to shout off some honorable mentions because I didn't like make this list well, right?
Okay.
But influential on my life for sure. I'm gonna have to go Led Zeppelin. Fucking love Led Zeppelin. It's my father's favorite band. Pink Floyd.
Yep.
Which I think Pink Floyd is the greatest classic rock band of all time. And then I'm gonna do System of a Down. Changed my life when I was young, dude. That was one of my first like things that I discovered that was also like they do punk songs too, you know?
Yeah.
Cause like I didn't know punk. I wasn't fucking born early enough to like understand. Like by that time, punk was like Green Day and Offspring, and that's fucking gay dumb shit. That's not punk, dude. That's fucking pop punk. But like System of a Down had some real like core kind of shit. And did I say Sublime?
Okay.
Sublime, other honorable mention. My favorite band is like a little kid. When I was 5 years old, the Sublime self-titled tape, my dad had it on tape. And I don't know why, he was like visiting or something. He was at our house. And I used to go grab that cassette. And my brother had a manual truck. I'd climb into my brother's truck and I learned how to start a manual and turn it on just so I could listen to fucking Sublime's self-titled album at 5 years old. And
that's pretty sick.
Hell yeah. Those bands. But for number 2,
yep,
I'm going to go with Queens of the Stone Age.
Really?
I fucking love Queens of the Stone Age.
Okay.
And musically, one of the most talented bands I've ever heard. The lead singer, Josh Homme, he used to play for an old stoner rock band called Chaos. They're out from California, desert rock shit. Which he wasn't even a singer in that band, I'm pretty sure. Then he made Queens of the Stone Age, and their first album, Rated R. I think for that time there wasn't any music like that, dude.
Really?
Like it was like drug fueled, crazy. It was different because it's rock, right? Like
yeah.
I mean, a little bit of alternative sounds, but it's mostly like core rock, you know? And I don't think there was any rock bands like that. And then when they slowly started evolving, like my favorite album is like Songs for the Deaf, which was like early 2000s. Every fun video game you played on PlayStation 2 had one of their fucking songs. And then when I think I just got out of high school, they released that Like Clockwork album. And they changed their sound entirely. And it's weird and experimental and fucking amazing. Their new album sucks dick, but every other album is the best.
Yeah, that's wild. So me and my buddy, we were playing Rock Band the other night, and there's a lot more Queen of the Stone Age songs that I know and like than I thought I did.
Yeah.
They're not a band I think I would like, thoroughly listen to, but I do like a lot of their songs. Yeah, for sure.
They have a ton of hits too. That's the great, like their range. Like they could write a hit fucking song, like In My Head or I don't know, whatever, name fucking one of their hit songs. But then they could write like the most experimental shit or hardcore shit. They wrote this song called Six Shooter.
Yeah.
That it sounds more like a fucking Dillinger Escape Plan song than it does a Queens of the Stone Age song. It's like crazy metal core, hardcore. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah. I think for my number 2, I'm gonna go ahead and do Ozzy Osbourne.
Fuck!
Yeah.
I should have put Sabbath in my honorable mentions.
I'll do Ozzy Osbourne / Black Sabbath because I can't put Black Sabbath on here by itself because I only like a select few of their songs, and they're the most popular ones like Iron Man, Paranoid, War Pigs. All those songs, they're my favorite Sabbath songs along with everybody else.
Yeah.
But Ozzy Osbourne, the biggest thing I love about Ozzy Osbourne is, one, how fucking old he is, and he's still, he retired from touring, but I think he's still coming out with another album.
On top of this new one?
Yeah. First of all, good on him for fucking never changing how he sounds.
Yeah.
He's fucking sounded the same from Sabbath to now.
I think there was an evolution between Sabbath and solo.
Okay.
In a good, like in a more technical way. I think Ozzy really learned how to sing in his solo work. In Sabbath, I think he just kind of winged it, and I like that sound better. But
really?
I think like fucking Crazy Train, like any whatever song, he's much more of like he learns, like he knows how to actually sing. Fair. But like if you listen to like Black Sabbath, the title track, or Fairies Wear Boots, this guy doesn't know how to fucking sing. He just like knows how to. Him and his buddies know how to write lyrics.
Yeah,
and he has a distinct voice that's fucking awesome.
But dude, motherfucker he can wail.
Yeah,
he just I like Mr. Crowley. I like his fucking new shit, Ordinary Man. One of my favorite fucking songs of all time with him and Elton John. First of all, Elton John in and of himself, fucking amazing. But him and Ozzy together, I don't know why they didn't do that sooner because it's fucking perfect.
It is haven't even heard this track, dude. I gotta hear it.
Bro, you have to fucking listen to it.
That new album, I've never really listened to it because I remember he did that before the new album came out. He did that song with Post Malone.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't give a fuck about this, you know? Like, again, I'm super disconnected from, like, classic rock other than, The Doors and Floyd and Zeppelin. So I was like, hey, I don't really give a fuck about Ozzy. And then I had to use my uncle's truck to go pick up this fridge. And my phone doesn't have, like, a Bluetooth, right? So, like, I just had to put on a radio station. It was like fucking 94 Rock or whatever the fuck it's called now. But they played one of the newer Ozzy tracks, and I knew it was Ozzy from his voice, and I was like, oh shit, Ozzy's like still good at making music. Yeah. Even when you see him with his fucking dead eyes and like he has Parkinson's, he can still sing his ass off.
Yeah. No, that Ordinary Man is probably one of my favorite newest albums that's out now. Like of any artist.
I'll have to check it out.
It's pretty sick.
Dude, I got in an argument at a bar a few weeks ago, at a brewery in the back. This fucking old man wanted to talk music, and I brought up that the most important musicians of all time, right, was Black Sabbath, because it created most of metal, hard rock kind of shit, and Iggy Pop and the Stooges.
Okay.
Because that created everything else. Like all the indie you love, all the alternative, unless you want to say the MC5, which they were before Iggy Pop, but they weren't like famous, like as famous as Iggy Pop and the Stooges. But Iggy Pop and the Stooges, like, they're the fucking predecessors to punk, right? Mm-hmm. Even fucking before the Ramones. The Ramones fucking suck anyway. I like the Ramones, but they suck. Like, so you get all your metal, hard rock, all of those core genres, even like harder classic rock, distinctly from stoner metal, all that shit, from Black Sabbath. And then you get all of your punk, and then indie, Midwest emo, then the mixes of metal and emo together, like Spit, all that shit. That's all because of these two fucking bands, dude. Yeah. And I mean, I guess you could say before them, you would say like the Beatles, and then fucking before them, you would say the Beach Boys. The Beach Boys are way better than the fucking Beatles, but that's just my opinion. And fuck Elvis.
Oh yeah, I did like the new Elvis movie though.
I haven't seen it. I heard it's good.
Actually, pretty good.
I fucking hate Elvis, dude. I've always hated Elvis. My grandpa, on my dad's side, was in the barracks with Elvis.
Oh, okay.
And my grandpa fucking hated Elvis because this is like a little old Mexican man.
This fucking dickhead.
He was an asshole, and then he would also like, he didn't want to do shit. He was like prissy, and fucking, I guess he used to just like play guitar to like get everybody off his ass. Like, he would just put on performances because he was amazing at, like, playing guitar and singing, right? And then he would have to do, like, less shit. Like, they would let him get away with it. Okay. My dad was like, fuck this guy. My number one. Greatest artist of all time. Might maybe give you the sticker before you leave. Jeff Rosenstock / Bomb the Music Industry. Anything Jeff Rosenstock, he's the greatest artist of all time. Punk musician, the first band he started in, he was like 17 or 18. He was in this band, a ska band actually, called Arrogant Sons of Bitches. Don't really care for him. It's like a lot of like childish ska punk, but that was the start. And then he formed his own band called Bomb the Music Industry after he broke up with that band because he's kind of hard to work with.
Yeah.
And Bomb the Music Industry's first album was called Album Minus Band because all he knew how to do was sing and play guitar. I mean, he could play trumpet too. But so all the drums, everything else on there are computer engineered.
Oh shit! Okay.
And I didn't know for the first 5 years I had fucking heard that album. I thought you just like played every instrument or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's pretty obvious. But amazing, super legendary, like East Coast punk band, very do-it-yourself. They didn't make fuck all. When they got members or whatever, they only survived until 2011 because all the band members were like, we're not making money. Like, we've been a band for 6 years and we haven't gotten anywhere, you know? And, I mean, they've gotten places, but they were tired of it. Yeah. They disband. This dude's super depressed. He's like, I'm gonna make solo shit. He makes his solo album. It's okay. It doesn't catch on. And then he makes another solo album called Worry.
Yeah.
And it's written in that font. And dude, that album just blows up and he becomes like way more famous than he ever thought he would. And legendary, like throughout the indie punk scene. Still making music to this day. They came up with an album a few years ago called No Dream. But he actually worked, I don't know what year, but he got, you know that Cartoon Network show? I don't watch it anymore, but like there's a newer Cartoon Network show called Craig of the Creek. Don't know when it came out. It's like a bunch of kids hanging out by a creek doing, you know, whatever the fuck a cartoon is. But black kid or whatever. He does the score for it now.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so he went from like thinking he's gonna have to get a real job to now he fucking makes albums, makes plenty of money, ended up working for Cartoon Network as making the music and shit.
That's pretty neat.
He's the best.
Damn. My number one isn't nearly as, you know, like crazy as all that. But my number one is my boy Alice Cooper.
Hell yeah.
Alice Cooper is, for those that don't know, Alice Cooper is a great singer. His songs are in pretty much any fucking 80s, 70s, even 90s fucking movie you can think of. School's Out, No More Mr. Nice Guy, all these songs. Amazing fucking songs, but the show that he puts on when he goes live is the greatest fucking rock show I've ever seen. Because he'll come out on stage, he'll have, you know, a backup dancer that he, you know, kills on stage. He gets killed himself, comes back to life, does one of the most famous songs in pop culture history, School's Out.
Yeah, School's Out for summer. Like, who doesn't know fucking...
Yeah. And then he fucking ends the show off by throwing, like, these balls of confetti out. And then, you know, they'll bounce around and then they'll pop and then confetti fucking goes everywhere. And it's fucking sick. It's the coolest fucking show, like any rock show I've ever fucking seen.
Well, especially like if you think back to Alice Cooper, like in the 70s, that like look, right? Like there was nobody that was doing like metal kind of things the way we know it now. And he like fucking put fake blood everywhere.
Yeah, shock metal.
Kill himself. Yeah. Yeah, there was no like of that kind of performance before him, right?
Yep. No one was doing anything with the animals. He had a giant fucking python that he'd wrap around his fucking neck. And it was just... Alice Cooper is what I strive to be in the entertainment industry. Someone who can entertain while also keeping his fucking values like as a stagnant point in his life. Like he's a big fucking Christian, which is kind of funny because he's on the stage doing all this dark ass shit, but then he's like, you know, in interviews he's like, yeah, I love God. God's a big part of my life. And I'm religious, but not nearly as big as some people.
Yeah.
But that's just him being able to do what he wants to do and in his age and his values is just fucking amazing.
Yeah, he maintains his convictions.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I think people sleep on Alice Cooper because they only know like the hits or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if you listen to like an Alice Cooper playlist, his range of what he could do. Like, I've heard some Alice Cooper songs that sound more like punk songs than they do, and this is like in the 80s, you know? Like it's weird that he would cover every genre, because he's done everything from like stadium rock to ballad to punk to this, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, he's covered it all, even, I mean, just everything.
Yeah, I mean, he had an album called Welcome to My Nightmare, which was a sequel album to his original Welcome to My Nightmare. And he even did a fucking like rap song with fucking Kesha.
Really?
And it's kind of fucking sick because he makes it almost like a horror song. Like, it's got a fucking kind of sick beat. And it's literally about this guy whose dad comes home to beat him and his mom, and he kills his fucking dad in this song, and he's just fucking like rock rapping to it, and it's fucking kind of sick.
Yeah, I mean, respect Alice Cooper. I wish he would have picked like a more female rap. Like,
yeah,
if it was that song and Lauryn Hill, I'd be like, dude, fucking Alice Cooper's the best. But like fucking Kesha, you're like this fucking.
Well, he's also
old.
He's old, but also he's trying to get like a lot of people to think that, you know, he wants people to listen to him.
Yeah.
And a big way of doing that is getting big names on your album.
Yeah.
On that album alone, he had Kesha, he had Rob Zombie, he had a couple others that were real big, but that's, besides Welcome to My Nightmare, the original, that is also like my favorite album of his.
Dude, while we're talking, you brought up Rob Zombie. Like, guilty pleasure-wise, because now I'm like, this is so fucking corny and gay, but Rob Zombie, Korn, and certain Marilyn Manson songs, there's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like, the energy of it, and like, it's cringe, too, like the overall thing. But if you're listening to it and enjoying it, like if you fucking listen to like Dragula, you know?
Yeah.
If you fucking in a truck, full blast Dragula, drinking and driving in the mountains, it's the greatest thing of all time, dude.
To be fair, I fucking love that song.
I do too. I mean, I love Rob Zombie. He's the best. It's just that it's so outdated now. Looking back at it, it seems weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with Korn. Korn, you listen to Freak on a Leash or like Got the Life. Well, Got the Life is different. It's musically great. But like Freak on a Leash, you're like, what the fuck is this? What were you guys doing in 99, you know? Or whatever. But now, like, it's still sound.
Yeah.
It's great. It's great to listen to.
Fuck yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I guess that's another episode. I blew out my voice and I don't know where the camera is.